Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, a cozy place where you can learn English through simple stories and real-life lessons. I'm so happy to see you here again. How's your English learning going these days? If you've ever felt stuck while speaking, or if you often translate words in your head before you talk, don't worry, you're not alone. Many English learners face the same problem. Have you ever noticed that when you try to translate every single word, your brain slows down? By the time you finish thinking of the right English words, the moment to speak has already passed. That's why today's topic is so important: thinking in English. When you train your brain to think directly in English, everything becomes easier. You'll speak faster, sound more natural, understand others better, and even improve your pronunciation. It's like your mind starts living in English. So, grab a coffee, relax, and let's learn how to think in English, step by step. Ready? Here we go. 1. Common mistakes when learning to think in English. When we try to think in English, many of us face the same problems again and again. It's not because we are bad at English. It's because our brain is used to working in our native language. So, if you find yourself struggling, don't worry. You are just doing what your brain naturally wants to do. But to improve, we first need to understand the most common mistakes that stop us from thinking in English. Mistake 1. Always translating from your native language into English. This is the biggest mistake most learners make. When you translate every word before speaking, your brain has to do double work. First think in your language, then find English words to match. That's why you often speak slowly or forget what you wanted to say. For example, when you think of the sentence, "I am cold," some learners might translate it word by word and end up saying, "I have cold," which sounds unnatural. To fix this, you need to stop depending on translation. Try to connect English words directly with their meaning, not with your own language. The more you do this, the faster your brain learns to stay in English mode. Mistake 2. Focusing too much on grammar while speaking. Grammar is important, but it should not control your speaking. Many learners try to make every sentence perfect before they open their mouths. As a result, they pause too much, lose confidence, and sound unnatural. Remember, even native speakers make grammar mistakes when they talk. Instead of worrying about rules, focus on expressing your ideas. It's better to speak fluently with small grammar mistakes than to stay silent because you're scared to be wrong. Fluency comes from practice, not perfection. Mistake 3. Being afraid of making mistakes. Fear is one of the biggest barriers in learning any language. Some learners want to sound perfect all the time, so they stop themselves from speaking or even thinking in English. But mistakes are not your enemy, they are your best teachers. Every time you make a mistake and notice it, you learn something new. Think about how a child learns to speak. They don't care about being perfect. They just keep talking, listening, and repeating until they get it right. You can do the same. The more you practice thinking and speaking in English, the faster you'll improve. Mistake 4. Not surrounding yourself with English. If English only appears in your classroom or study book, your brain won't switch to English naturally. You need to make English part of your daily life. Listen to English songs, watch short English videos, follow English channels, or even set your phone to English. These small actions help your brain hear and see English every day. When your environment is full of English, you start to think in it without trying. You begin to dream in English, talk to yourself in English, and understand new words faster. That's the real secret to fluency. In short, these 4 mistakes: translating too much, focusing too hard on grammar, fearing mistakes, and not living in English, are what stop you from thinking in English. Once you recognize them, you can start changing the way your brain learns. Remember, progress begins when you stop being afraid to make mistakes and start learning from them every single day. 2. 6 steps to train your brain to think in English. Learning to think in English doesn't happen overnight, but with the right habits, it becomes easier every day. The goal is to help your brain connect ideas and words directly in English, without going through your native language first. Here are 6 simple but powerful steps that will train your brain to think naturally in English. Step 1. Name things around you in English. This is one of the easiest and most effective ways to start. Look around you and name the objects you see in English. For example, say to yourself, table, chair, phone, window, book. As this becomes natural, take it one step further. Describe what you see or what you're doing. Instead of just thinking cup, say, I'm drinking coffee from my cup. This small daily habit helps your brain build quick connections between what you see and the English words for it. Soon you won't need to translate. English words will come to your mind automatically. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English. It may sound strange, but speaking to yourself is one of the best ways to practice. You can do it anywhere, while cooking, getting dressed, walking, or even cleaning your room. Describe what you're doing. I'm washing the dishes, I'm looking for my keys, or, it's a beautiful day. When you talk to yourself, there's no pressure, no fear of mistakes, and no judgment. You are simply training your brain to think and form sentences in English step by step. Step 3. Use an English dictionary. Many learners use a dictionary that translates from English to their native language, but this slows your progress. When you look up a word in an English dictionary, you see the definition written in simple English. For example, if you search for hungry, it might say feeling the need to eat. This way, your brain connects English words to English meanings, not to your own language. This step may feel harder at first, but over time, it will help you think faster and remember new vocabulary more naturally. Step 4. Think in simple sentences first. Don't push yourself to think in complex or long sentences too soon. Start small. Simple ideas are enough at the beginning. For example, instead of, I should go to the supermarket to buy vegetables for dinner, just think, I need vegetables. Once you feel comfortable, you can add more details. Short sentences build confidence and fluency. The key is to make English thinking a habit even if your sentences are not perfect. Step 5. Create an English inner voice. We all talk to ourselves in our heads. We think about plans, decisions, or how we feel. Start doing this in English. For example, when you wake up, think, what should I eat for breakfast? Or, I have to go to work. When something surprises you, think, that's interesting. Having an inner voice in English is one of the fastest ways to train your mind to stay in English mode. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Step 6. Surround yourself with English. To truly think in English, you must live in it. Fill your environment with English words and sounds. Listen to English podcasts or songs, watch short English videos, read simple articles or storybooks. Change your phone or social media language settings to English. When you hear and see English often, your brain starts to absorb it naturally. You begin to think, dream, and even react in English without forcing yourself. In summary, these 6 steps, naming, self-talking, using an English dictionary, thinking simply, building an inner voice, and surrounding yourself with English, are the foundation for real fluency. Practice them every day and soon you'll find your brain thinking in English automatically, just like a native speaker. 3. Daily habits to train your brain to think in English. Thinking in English is not something you learn in one day. It's a skill, and like any skill, it needs daily practice. The good news is you don't need to spend hours studying grammar or memorizing long word lists. All you need are small, simple habits that train your brain to stay in English mode throughout the day. Here are 5 powerful daily habits you can start today. Habit 1. Start and end your day with English thoughts. The first and last thoughts of your day are powerful. When you wake up, try to describe your plans for the day in English. For example, today is Monday. I have a meeting at 10. I'll have lunch with my friend. At night, before going to bed, review your day. What did I do today? Did I enjoy it? What was the best part? This simple practice helps your brain switch to English mode at the beginning and end of each day. Over time, your thoughts will naturally start forming in English without effort. Habit 2. Set a 30-minute no translation rule. Every day, choose at least 30 minutes when you only allow yourself to think, listen, or speak in English. During this time, avoid translating anything into your native language. For example, if you don't know a word, try to explain it using simple English instead of translating. If you forget the word refrigerator, you can say, a cold box where I keep food. At first, this might feel challenging, but this exercise forces your brain to stay active in English. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Soon, you'll realize that you can understand and express more than you thought. Habit 3. Talk to yourself out loud in English. Speaking to yourself may feel funny at first, but it's one of the most effective ways to practice thinking in English. You can do it while cooking, walking, or getting ready in the morning. Say things like, I'm brushing my hair, I'm cooking rice, or, it's a sunny day. When you speak out loud, you train both your brain and your mouth to work together. You become more comfortable forming sentences, your pronunciation improves, and you start to sound more natural. The best part? You can do it anytime, anywhere. No partner needed. Habit 4. Think in English during your daily activities. English doesn't have to stay in your textbook. You can use it in your real life. When you're walking outside, notice things around you and describe them in English. The sky is blue. That car is very fast. Or, the children are playing. When cooking, think, I need to cut the vegetables. When shopping, think, I'm looking for fresh bread. By connecting English with your daily life, you make it real and practical. Your brain will slowly start to use English naturally, just like your native language. Habit 5. Keep an English journal. Writing in English every day is a great way to organize your thoughts and track your progress. You don't need to write long essays, just a few simple sentences about your day is enough. For example, I woke up early today. I went to work and met my friends. I felt happy. Don't worry too much about grammar or spelling. The goal is to express your ideas freely. Over time, you'll notice that your sentences become longer and more natural. In short, these 5 daily habits, thinking in English in the morning and at night, practicing a no translation period, speaking out loud, using English during daily routines, and keeping a short journal, will help make English a natural part of your life. Practice them every day and your brain will soon begin to think in English automatically. 4. Overcoming challenges. Learning to think in English is not always easy. There will be times when you feel stuck, forget words, or doubt yourself. But remember, every challenge is a normal part of the learning journey. What matters most is not giving up. Let's look at how to overcome these common difficulties. First, if you don't know a word, try to describe it using simple English instead of switching back to your native language. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, a thing that protects me from the rain. This technique keeps your brain thinking in English and helps you stay confident even with a small vocabulary. Second, record yourself or write a journal to track your progress. When you listen to your recordings or read your older notes, you'll see how much you've improved. Maybe your sentences are longer now or your pronunciation sounds clearer. These small signs of progress will keep you motivated to continue. Finally, be patient with yourself. Thinking in English is a skill that takes time to grow. Just like learning to play an instrument or ride a bike, it becomes easier the more you practice. Every day you spend using English brings you closer to fluency. So keep going, stay positive, and never stop learning. Remember, to speak English fluently, you must train your brain to think in English every single day. Start small, stay consistent, and you will see real progress over time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more simple and useful English stories to help you learn better. See you in the next video.